Each year, Burke Ford selects a company charity that the employees contribute to and raise funds for. It started back, I think, shortly after Mr. Burke's death in 2006. The employees of the company wanted to remember him and his spirit of giving, and that was kind of a way to keep that going in their minds. The company's always supported the community greatly throughout the years and has continued to do so, but the employees began their selecting a specific company charity, I think around the 2006 timeline. Yeah, so the employee base gets to nominate the charities. If you have an affinity for one, you simply submit a nomination form. Committee kind of narrows them down to a group. We don't try not to do the same same charity over and over again. We like to rotate it around. And so the committee will select a handful of charities that's then put back out to the employee base, and everybody gets the opportunity to vote for the one, and the one that gets the most votes wins. The 2023 charity for Burke Ford is Bakersfield Angels.
So Bakersfield Angels' mission is to wrap radical relational support around children, youth, and families experiencing foster care right here in Kern County. Bakersfield Angels exists to change the stats for our community, because if every major social issue that we see addressed on the news at night or other places is tied to foster care, if we can grab these kids and wrap them in the support that they need so that they can change those outcomes, we will change our city. And I've said it before, but when you change a child's life, you change a city's future. And so that's the goal of Bakersfield Angels. So these social issues that I'm talking about, most people have big opinions about them. People have big opinions about our homeless population or our prison population. And often when you're driving down the road and you see someone, you don't have to drive very far in our city to see somebody on the side of the road holding a sign that says, "We'll work for food." And if they happen to look like a 19-year-old able-bodied boy, many people, their first thought is, well, go get a job. You're right outside McDonald's, go get a job. But now that I know all of these things, these blinders have been taken off, the question I ask is, are you gonna let them take a shower at your house? Are you gonna help them write a resume? Are you gonna walk in with them so they have the courage to go in and ask for an interview? What I love the most in this space, and what I am so appreciative to Burke Ford for, is the opportunity to expose people to something they might not know about. Most people don't know a lot about our foster care population, but when they find out, they care. We have a very caring community. So our Love Box program is where we match a group of volunteers, anywhere from 2 to 6, with a local foster family. And the goal of that is that you build relationship with this family so that they can continue to do the hard work of fostering. What we know is that 50% of homes that say yes to the calling of fostering will close their homes within the first year. And they say that's because they feel that they're not supported. And so the goal of the Love Box program is to wrap this radical relational support around this family so that they can continue to say yes, and these kids that are in their care have placement stability. Then our other program is our Dare to Dream program, and that is a one-on-one mentorship program where we match what I like to say a healthy, compassionate adult in our community with a youth that's either at risk of aging out of care or already has aged out of care. That's a twice-a-month commitment that you will meet in person with this youth, and you really just become their advocate, their role model, their cheerleader, their friend. So often kids in care have experienced very inconsistent adults in their lives. Those that are there and then they're not, and those that tend to be flaky. And then when things get hard, these kids might move placements. And so the goal is that the mentor would follow them on their journey through and really just equip them to be successful when they age out of the system.
So what we'll do throughout the year is we collect donations and have employee fundraising events. We do barbecues, bake sales, raffles, and then every employee has the opportunity to do a payroll deduction to support the charity. And we do things like Jean Day, where on Fridays we get to wear jeans. You pay $5. That goes into the employee charity fund. And then the company tends to do some matching there also when it comes to supporting our bake sales and the barbecues, where they cover the expenses, and then any money that's raised goes directly to the charity.
So I'm super excited to partner with Jim Burke Ford because when you further our reach, you further our impact. And so I know that Jim Burke Ford has a huge following here in the community. They have been giving back to our community for so many years. Just this last month, we partnered with one of the Ford Dream Builders groups and they put on a STEM fair for us. But every time you get us a little more exposure in the community, you get us more volunteers, you get us more monetary support so that we can continue to push our mission forward. So I'm super excited. I'm hopeful that Jim Burke Ford employees will get involved as volunteers with our organization, as monthly donors, but not just that, that Jim Burke Ford would use their platform to further our reach. And so to really, my goal is for Jim Burke Ford to use their influence for impact.
Well, my favorite quote is a Winston Churchill quote. And the Winston Churchill quote goes like this. He says, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And if that's a kind of a motto that I think is important, that we look above ourselves and beyond ourselves. It's in any time we have the opportunity to help others and support others, it's a good thing to do. It's the spirit of the company, right?